Hi, I'm Alex Congdon, and this is the Expat Business Hero podcast. Now, I feel for you. I know what it's like. The reality can be quite different from the dream. Didn't they tell you that? You see, I've been quite fortunate to have mentored and supported a number of small business owners and aspiring consultants for several years here from my home in Geneva in Switzerland. And 99% of them were like you, expats in a new country because of their job or because of their partner's job, with this feeling in their stomach that it was their time to shine, to start their own business. But it wasn't always like that for me. If I go back nearly 14 years ago, I myself was struggling to stay focused in a fairly well-paid corporate job, but it was draining the life out of me. I remember one summer's morning, sitting on the train commuting to work from London, my face pressed up against the cold window, staring out into the beautiful countryside. I had that awful feeling in the pit of my stomach. I just didn't want to get off at my stop. In fact, I wanted to keep going to the end of the line and get off at the beach on the south coast. Now, I resolved that day I would start a new life and find or create work that really connected with my purpose. So after a number of false starts, I got a mentor and set up my first business. It was a real estate investing and development company. And yes, good old Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad book was a huge inspiration for me. Now, the only snag was, a few months later, my wonderful wife was offered this amazing job that she and we just couldn't refuse. It was a posting to the beautiful city of Geneva in Switzerland. Now, we had enough things to think about, finding a place to live, and we had a 1-year-old daughter with us. How were we going to settle in, make friends? But hang on, what about me and my business I wanted to set up? I wasn't going to ditch that dream. How could I continue it when in this new foreign country? Who would be able to help me once I got to Switzerland? And who else was there doing something similar that I could share ideas with? Now, it wasn't straightforward, but in the end, it was the best decision I'd ever made to keep that business going. For several years, it was my identity and formed part of my purpose. So that leads to why I created this podcast and for whom. So many of the expats I met over the years in Switzerland and beyond told me they dreamed of creating their own businesses, turning their skills and experience and expertise and passions into valuable services or products, to make a real impact, to shape their own identity, but ultimately to create more choices for their family with additional revenues. Now, many were deeply unhappy with their jobs and some were about to lose them. Many were expat partners whose time had come to shine and start their own thing. But they nearly all had the same fears and concerns. How the hell can I start a business in a foreign country? My French is terrible. What ideas would work there? Who could help me? Who could I partner with? Because I certainly don't want to do this on my own. Have I got what it takes? As I feel a bit of an imposter. Will it go belly up and put me and my family in financial risk? And of course, the fear of telling my family and friends about my idea. What will they think? But on the other hand, as expats, they had some of the qualities that could serve them well. An innate ability to spot gaps in the market versus comparing to their home countries. The perseverance in dealing with the good old local bureaucratic challenges. And their supportive expat network. And of course, they themselves were exotic, unique, different, which is always an asset when launching your idea. So if you're an expat and want to start or have recently started a business, then this podcast could be for you. So over the coming episodes, I'm going to be interviewing some amazing expat business owners from around the world and other business experts, and having them tell their stories and give their advice firsthand. The tears, the laughter, the dark times and the triumphs, their personal transformations, and the impact it had on their families and the people they served. Now, I'll do my best to keep things light-hearted and punchy, and hopefully you'll be inspired to be an expat business hero for your family, your community, and of course, for yourself.